meditation, small meditation. Okay. Yes, so everything's set up. I think you can see from there. Let's just go a little bit higher. All right. I was having trouble with connection, but now it's all good, I hope. So if you're able to see me and to hear me, I would really appreciate a message from you saying yes or like thumbs up to know that you're listening and they can hear me and all is good. So today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of breath work and a morning meditation. All you're going to be needing for this session is your yoga mat, body length space, set the mood. I'm actually drinking a little bit of tea. I live in a very tropical weather, and these days, like it started to be windy because December is like coming soon, and that time of the year, it's always like the weather a little bit like there's some winds and never really cold, but a little like sometimes in the morning it can be a little chilly. So to this morning it was like that. Made me crave a little bit of tea. So it is very important to me, and I'm just sharing my experience from my heart to yours. It might make sense and sound to you, like resonate to you, but if it doesn't, it's okay. It's just maybe you can try it out and experience it. It is very important for me to do breath work, to include breath work in every meditation session, even if it's just for to stop a little bit and stop breathing to practice ujjayi breathing or the whatever version that you have of whatever breath work that you know and that's your favorite and that resonates to you, that feels good in your body, that feels good with your mind, but to like practice that one before meditating, or even maybe that's it could be even the whole session just of breath work, um, breathing. And if you've been to my other sessions and you've joined them, you know, when I talk about breathing, wow, it could be endless. Like the conversation, I could stay sitting here the whole session just talking about breath work and breathing and to know more of it and just go deeper into it. Because if you think about it, breathing is the first thing that we do when we were born, and it's the last thing we'll do when we die. So how many breaths I want like I don't know if you've ever wondered how many breaths a day do we take? It is said that it's like around 27,000 breaths a day. And it is impossible to count them because not even monks that uh, they pass a lot of time doing breath work are able to do this. It is impossible to count how many breaths we take in a day. But what we do have control of, even for a small period of time in our day, is to sit down and connect to ourselves, connect to our breath. And like I said on the text, like on the description for today's session, if you don't, they say that if you don't have 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day to meditate, then you should meditate or do breath work for 20 minutes. Because there's always time to stop by and just I see this as a little vacation for myself to really disconnect and just like to observe the mind. So it is said that the mind is the king of the senses, but the breath is the king of the mind. And by really controlling our breaths and the breath, being conscious of it more than, yeah, actually do controlling, but being really conscious of it, very, very, very conscious of it, we are able to just really clear the mind, calm down the nervous system, connect to our inner power, and just be much, much more connected to everything. When we're facing a stressful situation or a situation that might be causing discomfort, it is really hard to breathe, even if we're conscious or not, it is hard to breathe. And we start breathing from the chest and like, or maybe kind of like very short breathing and not letting the diaphragm relax, not really relaxing. So the whole nervous system gets involved. this man, and I'm gonna share just this little story before we start our breath work. So he decided to swim with white sharks. And why do the sharks attack humans? Well, he was making this whole study, and it is because when they see you as a prey, they will come and attack because like you're becoming the prey, its prey. But then if you really like what he find out is that he he's a person that he really studies breathwork, and this story came up because of this. But so he found out that really when he controlled his breath and he got was able to go in and just like really breathing very calmly and having the white shark next to it, but not panicking or start like hyperventilating or just like when we breath where our breath is like shortened and we're not really breathing properly or hold like that's the signal for an alert for our entire nervous system and entire body in danger, or like you have to be alert or you have to be in a defensive mode. So it's the same thing applies in this case for breathing. So for day-to-day life, and the same happens when we're in traffic, when we're facing, like I said, a stressful situation. And so today I'm gonna share with you, and we're gonna do like a longer than we've done before. Like I want to really dedicate this session into breath work, not really focusing or into like the meditation, like sitting and meditating, but really focusing into our breath work. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of soft belly breathing. We're gonna do a little bit of Niauli. I don't know if I've ever done Niauli before, but we're gonna do the beginnings of it. I'm actually having tea. Maybe I shouldn't even have had tea before. So if you just woke up and if you um, have already eaten, you have food in your stomach, maybe not do that. Maybe you can just observe for now and then practice it on your own later on. Um, and then we're gonna do a little bit, just like maybe 1 or 2 rounds of kapalabhati breathing. So we're gonna start first with the soft belly breathing. And this breath, the soft belly breathing, you can do it anytime, anywhere. You can do it sitting in a seated position. You can do it laying down on your back. I'm gonna do it laying down on my back just because then I want to explain Yali, the basics of it, the basics of it, and uh, and after that we'll do some kapalabhati. And with kapalabhati, yes, it's best to be on a seated position. So I'm gonna start laying down on my back, just feeling and connecting to the breath. And if you're doing the same as I am, and if you're sitting down, that's okay. You can stay in a seated position. So come to lay down on your back. Open up your feet mat width apart. And right now, without really forcing anything, just feel your breath. Observe how you're breathing. Observe its flow. Don't really force it. By breathing more from your upper chest or from your belly. We're gonna give a little vacation to your diaphragm, letting it relax. So now bring your hands towards your belly. I'm just gonna lay this down and put this hand beside my body so you're able to see. But from here, what you're gonna do basically is as you inhale, your belly is gonna inflate, and as you exhale, it's gonna deflate. And when that happens, the diaphragm gets to relax and to just lower because you're giving it space as your belly breathes in. Then diaphragm have space to come down. So bring your right hand towards your belly. And now, as you inhale, inflate your belly. And as you exhale, deflate. Now kind of go to your own rhythm. And as you're breathing here, observe where your mind goes. Observe if it goes to like something you have to do later on today, maybe something that happened yesterday. And just observe it as if you're watching clouds pass by, being an spectator of it, but not really reacting or worrying. Just let it go. Bring your mind back to the present moment through your breath. Your breath is your anchor to this moment, this very special moment for yourself. So keep breathing through your belly, soft belly breathing. Now to this belly breathing, we're gonna add just for a couple more rounds. We're gonna visualize. I want you to visualize a light, whatever color you like. Just visualize this light coming from the center of your belly, and as you inhale and the belly inflates, this light also expands and lightens up even more, even brighter, and expands throughout your entire body. And then as you exhale and your belly deflates, this light also shrinks all into the center, concentrating very into your very center of your body, into your navel. So just imagine whatever color you're seeing at this moment, you want to see, let your really your heart, your intuition, your mind see this color. There's no right or wrong answer. And I'm not gonna say any colors just to let you find your own and not give you examples. So find your color, whatever color it is that you see, and as you inhale, let it expand through your belly. Try to bring your mind back every time it wanders around to the present moment through your breath, through visualizing that color anchoring you. and release. And now we're gonna go for a little bit of belly breathing. So bring your hands towards your belly, and actually, I'm just gonna raise up my shirt and lower my pants a little bit so you can see. So actually, what we basically do here is as you inhale, you're you're gonna inflate the belly, and as you exhale, you're gonna let it all out. Exhale all the air out. The belly's gonna come in, and once it's like already in, belly closer towards your spine, you're gonna pump your belly and just, I mean, without pumping your belly, you're just gonna bring as a vacuum like the belly inside even a little bit more, just like doing this kind of like motion, like retroversion of your hips. It's like shortening the space in between your hips and your ribs and really hiding your stomach underneath your ribs. So that's the intention. If it doesn't happen today, that's okay, don't worry. This is a little bit more I wouldn't say complicated, but maybe it takes a little bit more time to understand. Maybe no, maybe it's very familiar and natural to you. And if not, like for me, the first times that I was learning this, and even today, it's always a little bit challenging. Like especially if I had had something to eat, like I won't do it for sure. And if I had something to drink, like it feels kind of weird, and you would feel it in your throat. So if you feel it in your throat, that means you're doing it properly. And we're gonna go ahead and try it out. So take a deep inhale and exhale. Inhale again. It feels really good actually. We're gonna do it three more times before we try it on a seated position. So once again, and once we do it in a seated position, I'm gonna show you like the beginnings on like pumping the stomach. So once again, take a deep inhale and let it out. Once again, take a deep inhale and exhale. And now we're gonna come into the seated position. So we're gonna do the same thing, sitting down. So actually, it's not really sitting down, but you're gonna tuck your toes in and bring your hips closer towards your heels. And now your fingers are gonna be facing forward. And it's kind of like a cat-cow position because you're gonna be able to like round your spine. And I don't know how much you can see from there. Like I see it kind of like obscure, but so I'm gonna just come closer, and I'm sorry that my face, you weren't able to see my face right now, but this is what's really important right now, to focus on the belly. So bringing your hands inwards, like fingers are gonna be seeing in between each other. And from here, let me see, here, okay. And from here, like rounding your spine, you're gonna inhale, and then it's kind of like doing this pumping motion with your belly. I'm not able right now to speak as I do this, but it's like inflating and deflating, inflating and deflating. So it's kind of like the same. The only difference is that right now we're gonna do it without air. The same thing that we were doing, that you were doing as you were laying down on your back and trying to exhale all the air out. You're gonna do that same pumping motion with your belly, but don't inhale again. Just keep all the air out and start trying to pump your belly and do that motion without inhaling back again. See how it feels. Do not think you're doing it wrong. It takes time to really understand and to feel it. And if you feel it in your throat, then that means you're doing probably right. So, and like I said before, if you had something to eat, it's best not to do it. So bring your hands towards your laps and take a deep inhale. And I'm not going to be able to speak right now as I show you. So maybe just notice it right now and then I can guide it for you. So I'm going to take a deep inhale and then exhale and pump my stomach. And breathe again. One more round of these before we do our kapalabhati. Come to a seated position. Bring your hands towards your laps and just observe breath. Observe the sensations in your body. And lastly, we're going to do kapalabhati. So kapalabhati, like I said before, on other sessions, it's a breath work that will help you detox your body. So what really happens is that you do a very short and sharp exhale, and then don't worry about the inhale that's going to happen naturally. Just really focus on the exhale. We're just going to do today one round of 60. If it's too much for you, then maybe do less. You can do 10 even if that's good for you for today because it might make you dizzy. That's okay. Um, and it just like as you practice it, and even if there's not a breath work session here in meditation app space, you can also try it on your own at your home. Please don't do it if you're pregnant, and also don't do Nelly. I forgot to say that before. I'm sorry, but don't do the one that we did before, Nelly, if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant for kapalabhati or you have high blood pressure or any condition, medical condition that like heart condition or anything that you know that won't be as beneficial or like it could be um, the other side of beneficial for yourself, please don't do it. So if not, other than that, then go ahead and try it. So, and if you're pregnant and you have high blood pressure, right now what you can just do is like sit down, close your eyes, and start connecting with your breath, your rhythmic breath, making the same length the inhales as the exhales and really breathing through your chest, like feeling up all of your body with each inhale and exhale. And if not, we're gonna do kapalabhati. So we're gonna go for a count of 60. You can follow along or do it on your own. So this breath work really will energize you, detox you, and just do a lot of wonders for yourself. So we're gonna get started. and release. Just close your eyes, observe the sensations in your body after the breath works. Just bring your mind to this moment, feeling very aware. Observe if something changed when you first stepped into the mat up until this moment. Just feeling grateful for being here, of taking and giving yourself this space for yourself to connect and disconnect everything, to reconnect to your true essence. Just feeling gratitude for being here, welcoming another beautiful day that has come upon you, waking up to the feeling, being alive, feeling grateful for being able to breathe, to feel and to be in the presence of the sun, the moon, and the earth. Just going to share a little mantra for yourself today so you can repeat as many times as you like, or just repeat it throughout your day. Whenever you catch yourself just thinking something bothers you, or even if it's just a little amazing reminder, little nice reminder for yourself throughout the day. Today is a beautiful day of opportunity. I am exactly where I need to be. I open up myself to the universe and trust in the unfolding of my life. Today is a beautiful day of opportunity. I am exactly where I need to be. I open up myself to the universe and trust in the unfolding of my life. Feel the renewed energy within you and around you. And see yourself and visualize yourself as a magical being, unique being that you are, full of light, full of love. Open up your heart to receive whatever comes throughout the day. And as you take a deep inhale, bring your palms of your hands together to meet above your head and towards your third eye and towards your lips and towards your heart space. The love and light in me recognizes and sees the love and light in you. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning for this breathwork session and a little meditation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll